Hey guys, Mr. P. Biodiversity is a foundational concept in biology because it captures the full complexity of life on Earth and helps us understand how ecosystems function, adapt, and persist over time. In this video, we will define biodiversity, examine its three major levels, and then compare present-day biodiversity with biodiversity in the past, using fossil evidence and modern scientific classification to understand how biodiversity has changed over Earth's history. Biodiversity is defined as the variety of life in all its forms, levels, and combinations. This definition is intentionally broad because biodiversity is not just about the number of species on Earth. Biologists measure biodiversity at three interconnected levels: ecosystem diversity, species diversity, and genetic diversity. These levels are nested and interdependent, meaning that changes at one level often influence the others. Ecosystem diversity refers to the variety of ecosystems found within a region or across the entire planet. An ecosystem includes all the living organisms in an area as well as the non-living environmental conditions that shape those organisms, such as temperature, rainfall, soil type, nutrient availability, salinity, and light intensity. For example, Earth contains deserts, tropical rainforests, temperate forests, coral reefs, grasslands, wetlands, tundra, and polar ecosystems. Each ecosystem supports a different community of organisms because each presents a unique combination of abiotic factors. Even at a smaller scale, ecosystem diversity is visible. In Kansas, for instance, tallgrass prairie ecosystems differ dramatically from riparian corridors along rivers or forest fragments, and each supports different species and ecological processes. Ecosystem diversity matters because different ecosystems provide different ecosystem services, such as carbon sequestration, oxygen production, nutrient cycling, pollination, water purification, and flood regulation. When ecosystem diversity declines, the planet becomes less resilient to environmental change. The second level of biodiversity is species diversity. Species diversity includes both species richness and species evenness. Species richness refers to the number of different species present in an ecosystem, while species evenness refers to how evenly individuals are distributed among those species. An ecosystem with high species richness but low evenness, where one species dominates, is less diverse than an ecosystem where individuals are more evenly distributed. Tropical rainforests and coral reefs exhibit extremely high species diversity due to stable climates and abundant resources, while tundra ecosystems contain fewer species but organisms that are highly specialized for extreme conditions. In IB Biology, species diversity is closely tied to ecosystem stability. Ecosystem's with higher species diversity tend to be more resistant to disturbances such as disease outbreaks, invasive species, or climate variability because ecological roles are shaped across multiple species. If we look at these two examples, there are two coral reef communities, and we know that communities are made up of multiple populations of different species. In Coral Reef Community 1, we have 11 species of hard corals, 23 species of fish, 155 species of sponges, 118 species of echinoderms, gives us a total of 307 species in Community 1. In Community 2, we have 63 hard corals, 146 species of fish, 64 species of sponges, 21 species of echinoderms, giving us a grand total of 294 total species in Coral Reef Community 2. Species richness is slightly lower in Coral Reef Community 2 from 294 to 307. However, even though the species richness is lower, the species evenness suggests that Community 2 may be a healthier ecosystem because these species are more evenly distributed among all of those groups as compared to Community 1, which is heavily dominated by the worms and sponges. The third level of biodiversity is genetic diversity. Genetic diversity refers to the variety of alleles within a population or species. This includes differences in DNA sequences that produce variation in traits such as body size, coloration, disease resistance, metabolism, and tolerance to environmental stress. Genetic diversity is critically important because it allows populations to adapt through natural selection. If environmental conditions change, individuals with advantageous alleles are more likely to survive and reproduce. Populations with low genetic diversity are more vulnerable to extinction because they are not able to adapt and reproduce. A classic example is the Irish potato famine, where genetically uniform potato crops were devastated by a single pathogen. In contrast, genetically diverse populations are more resilient and have a greater capacity to evolve. These three levels of biodiversity are interconnected. Diverse ecosystems create many ecological niches which support a greater number of species. Species with high genetic diversity are better able to survive environmental change within those ecosystems. Healthy biodiversity depends on all three levels being maintained. Now let's examine how biodiversity today compares with biodiversity in the past. Scientists have formally described approximately 2 million species, but this represents only a fraction of the total number of species on Earth. Estimates suggest that between 8 and 10 million species exist, and possibly many more when microorganisms are included. Many species remain undiscovered, particularly in tropical rainforests, deep oceans, soils, and remote habitats. Fossil evidence indicates that biodiversity has generally increased over geological time due to evolutionary processes such as adaptive radiation, coevolution, and the development of new ecological niches. Although mass extinction events periodically reduce biodiversity, diversification following these events eventually produce even greater species richness. Fossil data suggests that Earth currently supports more species than at any point in its history. The nature of science component of this topic involves biological classification, and it's important that you know that classification is a form of pattern recognition, where scientists organize organisms based on shared characteristics. However, classification is not always straightforward. Different scientists may interpret the same data differently. Some taxonomists, called splitters, emphasize small differences and recognize many species, while others, called lumpers, group similar organisms into fewer species. This demonstrates that scientific knowledge is evidence-based, but can involve interpretation and debate, especially as new genetic data becomes available. In summary, biodiversity encompasses ecosystem, species, and genetic diversity, all of which interact to support life on Earth. Although biodiversity has increased over time and is higher today than in the past, it is also under significant threat. In the next video, we will examine how human activity is driving species to extinction through a series of anthropogenic case studies. That's it for this video. If you learned something, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.